back to the channel, Earthling.
Okay, no, I won't do the entire video like that, because this is serious. You know what I'm talking about. You often feel like you can't control the amount of notes you're playing with alternate picking. Your wrist feels extremely stiff and your pick gets stuck between the strings constantly, causing tons of unwanted noise. You simply can't break through your personal BPM speed limits, and your pick, grip and overall technique feels totally uncontrolled and unreliable, although you tried so many different approaches and exercises already. Let's not even talk about how it sounds like when you switch to a clean sound. I'm very familiar with all of these frustrations because I had to deal with every single one on my own guitar journey. But since I became absolutely obsessed with guitar technique and with helping other players by discussing my discoveries and failures on YouTube, I could eliminate almost all of them in a relatively short time frame. This video is not about your typical standard and really boring chromatic exercises. This is about getting all common bad picking technique habits under control in the shortest amount of time possible. So by the end of this video, you will understand how all of today's workouts connect, and this exact intersection is the most crucial part of this video. This will finally result in building your very own fast,
Precise, clean, efficient, economic, impressive, controlled,
awesome and reliable picking technique. So before we move to today's exercises, and I can't wait to show them to you because it's not what you're probably thinking, I want to show you how I hold my pick and why I changed my grip a couple of times over the last couple of years. So first of all, unsurprisingly, I like to work with these picks, so really small picks, the Jazz 3 size. When I played bigger picks like that one, I sometimes had the issue that I was getting stuck between the strings, and they're also kind of scratchy sometimes. So this is the difference in size. It doesn't look that dramatic, but to me it feels completely different. Anyways, here's my right hand, my picking hand. So just as a quick reminder concerning the pick grip, what feels very natural for me is doing that. I used to hold my pick like that, and this resulted in this kind of hole or O shape. You can see this with a lot of older material on the channel, and this was not the best pick grip that I discovered so far. So instead of holding the pick like that, which kind of feels a bit awkward, and I think I was holding it just a little bit differently with every session, so I didn't get consistent results. I'm holding it like that, and you can try this out at home easily. I'm just letting my thumb fall basically. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it. And this pick grip got me the most consistent and best results so far. There's one bad habit that I encountered as soon as I switched to smaller picks, and I had to fight this one for quite a couple of years actually. First of all, I was closing my fist after playing like that for a while because my fingers are touching the strings and the knobs. So when I closed my hand and made a fist and switched to smaller picks, I got much better results. But I was still wondering why I got so much string noise when I was playing fast, and I almost always played with a fret wrap because of that. I will try to replicate it. It would sound something like that. That sounds kind of okay, but not exactly how I wanted it to sound. My knuckles were actually rubbing against the top strings as I was playing. So it sounded something like that if you take away the picking. That doesn't sound too good. And when I had long alternate picking sessions and I worked really hard, I was all scratched up right here and bleeding. So I thought this is probably not the right way to do this. So once again, here's how it looks like when my knuckles are scratching against the top strings. It kind of sounds almost okay. You can't actually hear that extremely loud, but it already feels like I'm grinding away my fingers with a cheese grinder or something like that. So this is how I'm playing now. I just make sure that my knuckles and my fingers are not touching the other higher strings. And since I'm playing like that and not like that, I don't really need a fret wrap anymore when I'm playing fast. So it was not a problem with my left hand technique, with my fretting hand technique. It was actually a problem with my picking technique. So it sounds much cleaner when I play this way and I avoid that scratching motion. Alright, now that we covered this bad picking technique habit, let's get to work on exercise number 1. This is all about getting rid of that dreaded full arm motion. So step 1 is really easy, and the reason why I love to recommend this exercise is because you can't really play it like that, using your elbow or your full arm. You basically have to stay loose and you can't play it like that. So with this super simple first exercise, you work on effectively unlocking your wrist when you're playing. So instead of being cramped up with alternate picking and always kind of playing and pushing like that, you learn to let go and to relax your wrist. And that's the first secret that will make your technique much more effective and economic. So I was also guilty of using an elbow motion in the past. I almost can't do it anymore, just really completely locking up my wrist. And that also really helped me back with feeling the note values and reducing my picking attack to get a more clean signal. So especially when I'm working with a clean sound, this has really helped me with getting out more dynamics when it comes to fast picking sections than always working like that, using my full elbow. Okay, so once you feel comfortable with this beginner exercise, you can move on to the second, rhythmically a bit more challenging workout. Okay, so the second workout is a bit more advanced. You're not just working with downstroke, upstroke, and so on. We're introducing a more interesting rhythmic pattern. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so once again the focus is on staying loose and relaxed and not playing like that. So getting rid of that full arm motion and trading it for an economic and relaxed wrist motion. So once again a bit slower. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. But enough with the dead note patterns, let's move to exercise number 3. So working on 2 note per string patterns like this was a big game changer for me, because I always only focused on the 3 note per string stuff. So when you take chord shapes, cadences or arpeggios and turn them into alternate picking exercises like that, always playing 2 notes per string, you get workouts that are really effective for training your wrist motion and also for your string transitioning skills, since you constantly have to hop between different strings after just 2 picking strokes. Let's raise the stakes and make this even more difficult with exercise number 4. The next step I can really recommend on your picking technique journey is keeping this approach, so working with chord shapes or arpeggios, but only playing 1 note per string while still working with alternate picking. So for this fourth really challenging workout concept, you're still working with alternate picking, but now you have to play on a different string for every single note, and this will really put your string transitioning skills to the test. That is much harder than it actually looks. So before we tackle the big daily workout, I have one more exercise for you, and this one is finally based on those classic scale workouts. You're playing the A minor scale, ascending and descending, but you have to switch between playing 16th notes and 16th note triplets. So scale workouts like this are extremely effective when it comes to developing a better picking technique, and I want you to focus on not tensing up with your picking hand as soon as you move to the faster note values. So in order to get the most out of this exercise, make sure to work with a relaxed wrist motion for both the 16th notes and for the triplets for the faster notes, and don't completely change your technique for both of these groups. By the way, you can practice all of today's exercises together with me in different tempos. As always, I made video play-alongs, backing tracks, guitar profiles and PDF tabs for patreon.com/BERNTH. So those are 5 steps I can really recommend to develop a much more efficient and relaxed alternate picking technique. Number 1, work on unlocking your wrist with dead note patterns. Number 2, make sure to add rhythmic variations and challenges to that. Number 3, please don't neglect 2 note per string patterns. Chord and arpeggio shapes are perfect for working on your string transitioning skills. Number 4, also make sure to practice alternate picking with 1 note per string shapes. This is really challenging. And number 5, if you work on scale exercises, make sure to switch between different note values. This will greatly help with keeping that relaxed wrist motion for both slow and faster tempos. But where do all of these exercises line up and connect, like I teased it in the beginning? And what's this big highlight and conclusion of this video all about? So one of my biggest revelations when it comes to my own picking technique and to the technique of my students that I barely talked about on this channel is the following. One of the absolute biggest technique problems, aside from very specific topics like that locked up wrist or the string noise caused by fingers rubbing against the strings, is that a lot of players, including myself in the past, tend to develop completely different and separated playing approaches when it comes to different picking techniques. So one specific motion and angle for 2-note per string, alternate picking licks, another completely separate technique for 3-note per string licks, maybe something completely different for sweep picking or for hybrid picking, and everything completely falls apart as soon as you have to play a song or just a lick that features multiple picking approaches in there. When I had issues with switching between alternate picking and sweep picking, I came up with exercises like that, for example. So as soon as my wrist was relaxed and unlocked, I didn't have that tensed up alternate picking motion followed by that smooth and fluid sweep picking motion. I could suddenly and finally combine those playing styles in my improvised takes and guitar solos. So getting my wrist under control and unlocked was one of the most important things guitar-wise that happened to me in recent memory. And one really cool full guitar workout and practice approach that I posted a while ago really helped me with that. And that's exactly what I want to share with you at the climax of this video, because I'm sure that a lot of you guys and girls missed it, since still around 70% of you are not subscribed to this channel. So you constantly keep missing tons of really helpful exercises and music theory concepts. Make sure to subscribe to join our guitar community here on YouTube to stay updated for good. So this daily quick and effective 1.5 minute workout I attached once again on Patreon features the 5 most important picking techniques. Of course, alternate picking, economy picking, legato, so hammer-ons and pull-offs / hybrid picking, hybrid picking on its own when it's applied for chord voicings, and one of my favorites, sweep picking. So by at least having one quick workout in your routine that combines multiple different picking techniques, you make sure to apply that controlled and relaxed wrist motion to multiple playing styles, and you won't feel like you're switching between completely different playing approaches for every single technique. So once you worked on today's 5 steps of actually developing that relaxed wrist motion, it's time to apply it to all of those exciting techniques in the workout play-along video I recorded for you on Patreon. So I really hope that I could help you with your picking technique today with this in-depth episode. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Leave a like in case you enjoyed it, and make sure to join us on Patreon for those cool files. As always, your reward for watching this video until the end is today's random German word, Bewerbungsgespräch. That's pretty complicated and it means job interview. So make sure to comment this word down below. Let's see if you get the spelling right. Let's confuse everybody together who didn't watch this video until the end. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.